The Federal Executive Council has approved 458 million naira for hiring of consultants to conduct pilot laboratories on the implementation strategy for the country's economic recovery and growth plan. The decision was taken at Wednesday's FEC meeting presided by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. TVC News State House correspondent Maria Olashainde reports from Abuja.
This week's Federal Executive Council meeting was presided by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo because the President has been away on a two-day official visit to the Southeast. Briefing journalists after the Federal Executive Council meeting, Minister of Budget and National Planning said Council approved the sum of 458 million naira for the engagement of consultants to conduct pilot labs as part of the implementation strategy for the country's economic recovery and growth plan.
The duration of the lab is expected to last for a minimum of 13 weeks. It will cover 3 phases: pre-lab activities for 4 weeks, phase 2, conduction of the labs themselves, 6 weeks, phase 3, post-lab activities, 3 weeks. And you will have for each labs at least 100 people from a cross-section of the public and private sectors. So that is the structure of the lab.
Udoma said the focus of the lab is to mobilize private sector investment to finance specific capital projects.
As you know, public resources are limited. So these labs will bring in private sector players. What Council has approved today is that we bring in some consultants who did a similar thing in Malaysia to try to help us build our own capacity. They will just help us at the beginning. After all, after that, we will take over and do it ourselves.
Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, says the council approved the sum of 27.233 billion naira for the construction of Gombe to Biu Road.
Strategic importance of the road is undeniable. It supports agriculture, it supports our access to our power plant, the Dadinkowa hydropower plant. It also helps security, logistics to move personnel and troops to respond to distress calls. And it's also going to be critical in the resettlement of internally displaced persons who are.
The Cabinet also approved the revised Nigerian National Building Code. The minister says the revised code adopts international building standards and seeks to improve fire protection systems in buildings. Maria Olashainde, TVC News, Abuja.